Have you ever found yourself thinking, I don't move as fast as I used to, does that mean I have to give up the things I love? Let me stop you right there. Slowing down doesn't have to mean losing your independence. In fact, with a few clever tweaks, you can keep doing what matters most to you, whether that's gardening, traveling, or simply enjoying your morning coffee your way. Today, we're talking about 6 genius hacks to stay independent after 70, even if your body isn't quite what it used to be. These aren't complicated fixes or expensive gadgets, just simple, practical strategies that'll help you stay in charge of your life. Let's dive into the first 3. First up, your home should work for you, not against you. Think about it. How many times have you hesitated to reach for something on a high shelf or felt unsteady stepping into the shower? Small changes here can make a big difference. Let me give you an example. My friend Martha, who's 78, installed grab bars in her bathroom last year. Not the clunky ones from the hospital, sleek, modern ones that blend right in. She told me, now I feel like a ninja in the shower, steady, confident, no more worrying about slips. You don't need a full home renovation. Start with the basics. A grab bar near the toilet and in the shower. Non-slip mats under rugs, those floppy corners are sneaky. Motion sensor nightlights in hallways. These aren't old person upgrades, they're smart upgrades. And the best part? You can do most of them in an afternoon. Next, let's talk about your new best friend, technology that listens to you. Now, I know what you're thinking, I'm not a tech person. But hear me out. Devices like Amazon's Alexa or Google Home aren't just for teenagers. Imagine saying, Alexa, turn off the kitchen lights without getting up from your favorite chair. Or, hey Google, remind me to take my pill at 10 a.m. My neighbor Jim, who's 82, uses his to call his grandkids hands-free. Feels like I've got a helper in the house, he says. Start small, use it for reminders, weather updates, or playing your favorite Frank Sinatra album. It's not about keeping up with the grandkids, it's about making your life easier. Now, let's tackle something we all do every day, getting dressed. Your clothes shouldn't be a daily battle. Those tiny buttons on shirts? Stiff jeans? They're not worth the frustration. Enter adaptive clothing, think Velcro shoes, magnetic buttons, or pants with elastic waists that look just like regular clothes. Take it from Rita, a viewer who wrote to me, switching to magnetic button shirts changed my mornings. I save my energy for things I actually enjoy. You don't have to overhaul your wardrobe overnight. Start with 1 or 2 pieces, maybe a pair of slip-on shoes or a cardigan with easy snaps. Keep your style, ditch the struggle. Now, these first 3 hacks are all about working smarter, not harder. Modify your space, let tech handle the small stuff, and dress for ease, not just style. But here's the secret, independence isn't just about what you do, it's about how you feel doing it. Every time you use that grab bar or ask Alexa to play your favorite song, you're saying, I've got this. And guess what? We're just getting started. So go ahead, try one of these ideas today. Then meet me back here, and we'll keep building that confidence together. Now, let's talk about something we all love but don't always want to fuss over, eating well without the hassle. Maybe you've stood in front of the fridge thinking, I'm just one person, why bother cooking a full meal? I get it. But here's the secret, good nutrition isn't about gourmet recipes or spending hours at the stove. It's about working smarter. Take my friend Betty, who's 76. She spends one Sunday afternoon a month batch cooking her favorite soups and stews. She freezes them in single-serving containers, and boom, dinner's ready in 10 minutes all month long. I eat better now than I did in my 50s, she laughs. You don't need Betty's stamina, though. Start simple. Cook double portions of meals you love and freeze half. Keep healthy snacks like nuts or pre-cut veggies front and center in your fridge. Try a meal delivery service for seniors. Many offer smaller, nutritionist-designed portions. This isn't about perfection. It's about giving your body the fuel it needs to keep you strong and independent. And speaking of strength, let's tackle a topic that's often whispered about but shouldn't be, mobility aids. Now, I know, no one wants to use a cane or a walker. But what if I told you these tools aren't a last resort? They're a power move. Think of them like a pair of glasses for your legs. They help you see the world more clearly, without limits. My cousin Harold resisted using a rollator for years, even though his knees were giving him trouble. Then he tried one with a built-in seat and a basket. Suddenly, he could walk to the farmer's market, sit when he needed to, and carry his tomatoes home without strain. Turns out, pride tastes better with fresh salsa, he joked. The key is to find what works for you. Test different options. A cane with an ergonomic grip if you just need a little stability. A rollator with wheels suited for outdoor trails if you love nature walks. A transport chair for outings where distance might be a challenge. This isn't about giving in, it's about staying in the game longer, safer, and on your terms. Now, let's talk about something we don't always prioritize but should, your circle of connection. Independence doesn't mean going it alone. In fact, having a support network is like having a safety net. It gives you the confidence to keep taking risks. But here's the twist. Building this network doesn't require you to host dinner parties or join a crowded gym. Look at Louise here, gestures to a woman at the table. She told me she felt isolated after her husband passed, until she started attending this weekly card group. It's just 2 hours a week, but it gives me something to look forward to, she says. You don't need a dozen friends, just 1 or 2 meaningful connections. Start tiny. Say yes to that library book club flyer you've been ignoring. Ask a neighbor to swap phone numbers just in case. Join an online group for a hobby you love, even if you're just lurking at first. Every big relationship starts with a small hello. And guess what? You've already got everything it takes to make that happen. These 3 hacks, eating smart, embracing mobility aids, and nurturing your circle, are all about removing roadblocks before they slow you down. Because independence isn't just about what you can do today, it's about making sure you can keep doing it for years to come. So go ahead, freeze that extra lasagna, test drive a rollator, or invite someone for coffee. Then, when you're ready, we'll wrap this up with a few final tools to keep you thriving. You know, when we started this conversation, I mentioned my friend Martha, the one who turned her bathroom into a ninja training ground with grab bars. Well, last week, she sent me a photo of herself repotting a giant fern on her patio. Still doing it all myself, she wrote. And that's the thing about independence, isn't it? It's not about never asking for help. It's about knowing you have the tools and confidence to live life your way. We've covered 6 simple, powerful strategies over these last few chats, from tweaking your home to embracing tech, rethinking your wardrobe, meal prepping like a pro, finding the right mobility aids, and building your circle. But let's be real, the real magic happens when you start mixing these into your daily life. Take George, a viewer who wrote to me last month. At 79, he felt like his world was shrinking, until he tried one thing we talked about, the voice-activated tech. Now, he uses it to play Italian language lessons while he cooks. Feels like I'm preparing for that trip to Rome I've always put off, he said. He didn't overhaul his life overnight. He just picked one hack and built from there. That's the secret, isn't it? Independence isn't a finish line, it's a way of moving through the world. Every time you choose clothes that make mornings easier, or use that rollator to join a friend for lunch, or even freeze a portion of tonight's stew for later, you're declaring, I'm still the author of my story. Now, I won't tell you it's always easy. Some days, you might feel frustrated. Maybe the tech acts up, or a meal doesn't freeze right, or you miss the way things used to be. On those days, I want you to remember Rita's magnetic button shirts, or Harold's salsa-stuffed rollator basket, or Louise's card games. Progress isn't about perfection, it's about showing up for yourself, one small victory at a time. So here's my challenge to you, pick one thing from this series that makes you think, I could try that. Maybe it's swapping out a rug for a non-slip mat. Maybe it's texting a neighbor to say, let's have coffee sometime. Whatever it is, give yourself permission to start small. Because those small steps, they add up to a life that's still full, still vibrant, and still unmistakably yours. Before I go, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below telling me which hack you're excited to try, or share your own tips for staying independent. We're all in this together, learning and growing. And if you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to make sure you never miss our next chat about thriving at any age. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, every year, every wrinkle, every laugh line, they're proof of a life well lived. And the best part? Your story's still being written. So go out there and turn the page. I'll be right here cheering you on.